There's always a bigger fish. Bigfoot might dwarf just about everything else in the forest, but that's the thing. Just about everything. While Sasquatch might be able to get the attention of any NBA scout, even he cranes his neck when it comes to the colossal cryptids, known as true giants. So, while I'll bet there's a good chance you're familiar with Bigfoot, you may not be too acquainted with true giants, and frankly, you might not want to be. The best explanation I can give is that the difference between a Bigfoot and a true giant is about the same as the difference between a Bigfoot and a human. They're similarly hairy, with red seemingly being the most common coloring for their coats, but while Bigfoot will be around 7 to 10 feet tall in height most of the time, true giants will be 13 to 20. If an angry Bigfoot finds a parked car, they might tip it over. A true giant will drop a boulder on it on a good day. Sightings of these things are not common. A lot of the stories have come from the really cold, remote parts of North America: Canada, Wyoming, Alaska, Montana, etc. Bergman's law states that animals in colder environments will be larger than those in hot, which could be a contributing factor in their enormous size. They've got some strange physical traits as well, with eyewitnesses describing them as having 4 toes on each foot, 6 fingers on each hand, and tusks coming out of their lower jaws. Some stories suggest that they may be more like humans than Sasquatches are in some ways, with some encounters involving them using clubs, presumably uprooted trees, and even wearing clothing. Bigfoot seems to avoid them at all costs, and frankly, I can't say I blame the guy. To illustrate the size difference here, due to a scientific principle called the square-cube law, when you double something's height, for its proportions to remain the same, its weight will increase eightfold. So if you have an 8-foot-tall Bigfoot and a 16-foot-tall true giant, the true giant is going to weigh about 8 times as much as the Bigfoot. Stories from people who've seen them interact with Sasquatches reflect this, with reports of Bigfoot not only avoiding them, respecting their authority, and even ceding territory, but in some cases they're even said to pay tribute, usually in the form of food. No one really knows what these things are, where they come from, if they're some type of Bigfoot or something else entirely. It would seem that any answers in regards to the mysteries of the true giants are hidden in the forests, caves, and mountains of North America. Should anyone want to go looking? Well, count me out, Haas, but be sure to have your next of kin email me at jttosstories@gmail.com.